right? So if you came today to be comfortable, wrong spot. Why? Right? Because within that comfort, we just can't grow, right? So what that's gonna mean is you're gonna try some things you haven't tried before or haven't thought of, or maybe even thought was wrong, right? Based on what you've learned and how you've kind of grown. The game is changing, right? And we want to evolve with it. So back in the day when it started, it's drop every third, come in and dink, 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 until you get a 90-10, 80-20 ball. That style is like not even slowly eroding, it's going away. It doesn't mean you can't, of course you gotta drop, and you should. And of course, you have to dink and be patient and work it, and you should. But even Simone, Dave Weinbach, the pillars in this, where they learned that way, are changing because with paddle technology, ball technology is getting quicker, everything. Athletes, we're all fitter now, game is younger, even us older guys are more athletic. So what I want to bring today is the blueprint of what that looks like, and more from like a persona, like identity, versus we're gonna hit shots, we're gonna do our shots, we're gonna work strategy, but we're not gonna get to another level. We don't win matches and tournaments based on the shots we hit. We win based on our identity, the understanding of, first and foremost, what they're about. If they only slow and they don't like to get sped up on, we need to speed it up. And if they love the heaters, we need to be able to shut it down, right? So one size doesn't fit all, but we gotta have all of them to pull out, right? And what I've noticed is that the speeding up process is kind of the more difficult, outside of the obvious drives that we probably do too much, and maybe the fires from transition off of our ankles that we probably do too much. But I want to focus on today, when we get to the no volley line, how to take advantage and make our opponent. So the foundation is every time this ball hits my paddle, unless I'm on defense and I'm resetting, I need the person in front of me first, across from me second, to feel stress. They have to feel like dizzy, versus how it has been done. It's a dink. If it's not here, I don't have to worry. If your opponent is not feeling stressed when you're hitting a ball that's not an obvious, you're going to lose in the long term. Because if she makes you feel stressed, but you don't make her feel stressed, those aren't the odds we want. So what does that look like from the no volley? So it means two things. It means attacking earlier, and attacking doesn't mean power. It means spots. It can mean power, but when I say attack, people automatically just try to blow up the person, and then they go 40 feet long, and so see, it doesn't work. Attack means, first it means stress, second means placement on their body. You do it two ways. First way is coming up really tight on the kitchen and firing out of the air. We're gonna get to that second. The most fun way, in my opinion, is actually easier, and you see a lot of players now doing this more often because it's easier to attack. Step off, lay off. I don't mean transition, and I also don't mean every time, but intentional. This again is just the skill we're gonna pull out. Doesn't mean you play the whole day, but this has been the only thing that we've looked at. Right? But I can tell you this fire is much harder to do than if I were to back up knowing this player's thinking and that fire. That's a lot easier to execute for. That fire is so much more. That fire is so much easier to execute than this one only. Okay?
Oh yeah.
So what we're gonna first do is off the line. We're gonna all be off the line. We're gonna go 2 and 2. We're gonna work one-on-one, and every time if I'm off the line and she gets here, slam it. She gets here, slam it. But our goal first before we attack is set up the attack. How do we do that? Power dinking, aggressive dinking, instead of just get it in dink. I hope I don't miss dink. Oh my gosh, bronze medal is on the line dink. I want to laser a little bit. I want a little bit more straight towards the net. And again, remember, discomfort. we're not gonna like all of this because we're used to a certain way. I want a little bit more laser to those two corners. Corners that we have down the line are, I want to make, look at it. She's going to feel uncomfortable and I'm gonna look to attack. Very, very good. I'm gonna set up my dink. If I can make my dink, and I am right here, gonna come and attack her immediately. Now when we do attack from off the line, jump on the line for the next one. It's 1, 2.
And where are you aiming, Dan?
Great question.
I know jumping.
I'm aiming primarily paddle side, paddle shoulder, paddle hip to begin with, right? Because this is very awkward, or if they chicken wing it, it has to pop up. Versus so many people sit here on their stomach and we make the mistake of firing right through and boom! This is awkward, and the great thing about this spot, you don't have to hit it hard. You don't have to hit it very hard to make it work. That ball. The great part about this as we get better and better is when she sees it high like this, her instincts might even be to, oh, let it go. But because we haven't tried to blow a hole through her, it's in, right? So foundationally, it's right side. But as we get kind of progressing with this again, how is she responding to what I'm doing? Right? She knows I'm coming here, so maybe she moves over. Maybe she moves over and starts countering us that way. So then our right side has got to turn into something else. Right? So the foundation is off the line, make them feel stressed. They don't know if you're dinking or firing. Dinking or firing. I don't want to get too much into the weeds. Try to disguise it as best you can so it's not dink, fire. As good as you can, but we'll get more into that later. So, off the line, use your dinks as setups and weapons, not as I hope I don't miss. And then when it bounces, look to attack and come in and ba 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 ba. Okay, so we'll start with that. We'll go 2 on 2. Hit a couple dinks, fire anytime you want. We're gonna rotate around. We're gonna play games to 11 as we get going.